Good morning. I am back in the Cotswolds for a few days this week. It is officially October and I feel like proper knitwear season is finally upon us. This is one of my absolute favourite go-to cosy jumpers. I just love it. I'm actually back home in the Cotswolds this week visiting my parents. I'm sure I've mentioned it before, but I grew up in the Cotswolds and my parents and my sister still live down here. I'm actually staying at my sister's apartment, so if any of you watch her YouTube channel, you might recognise the background. But Sophie's actually away this week, so I've got her whole apartment to myself, which is lovely. Her apartment is in the most gorgeous kind of old crescent building, so she's got these floor to ceiling windows and it's such a beautiful apartment. I really love it here. I feel like wherever you grow up will always feel to some extent like home. Just so lucky to have grown up here because there are so many lovely things to do, and we're basically going to have a really kind of girly week with my mum this week and go to all of my absolute favourite places while we're back home. So think farm shops, shopping days, probably pop to Bicester village because it just would be rude not to. Lots of lovely pub lunches and all of that sort of stuff. So today we're heading out to do a little bit of shopping, go for lunch, and then also go to Daylesford. My favourite time to visit Daylesford is definitely autumn, winter. They always have the most beautiful displays and it is just one of my favourite places. We'll also take the dogs for a lovely countryside walk, and it's just going to be one of my absolute favourite ways to spend the day. So let's go pick up my mum. Right, we are back in the car. We have been to the local farm shop, then we took the dogs for a bit of a stroll, which is why my hair is now all over the place, and then popped into Holland Cooper because I wanted to pick up a fleece for kind of autumn winter dog walks. But I'll show you later when we get home what I did get. Mum's still having a quick look around, and then we're going to head to Daylesford and get some lunch. for Kenny's new passion for gardening, because it kind of teaches you loads of hacks for your garden while still keeping your garden an organic garden. So if you have issues with certain kind of insects or pests, it teaches you environmentally friendly, still organic ways of kind of restoring balance in your garden. Just got back home. I've made myself a big cup of tea. I'm feeling a little bit tired now. I did have a friend round last night. One of my oldest friends, actually. We've known each other for years and years, and I haven't seen her for ages, so we were just up talking till probably a little bit too late, so I am feeling it a little bit today. But my parents have just popped out to Waitrose because my dad has very kindly agreed to cook dinner for all of us here tonight so that I don't have to miss out on his cooking, because my dad's cooking, we all know my dad's cooking is just some of the best. I'm very lucky to have two men in my life that both enjoy cooking. So I'll show you what he cooks up for dinner tonight. But while I'm waiting for them to get back, I thought I would show you the bits and pieces that I picked up today. If we start with Holland Cooper, I will show you what I actually originally went in for, and then I'll show you my extra purchase that accidentally happened when we're in there. So what I actually went in for was this fleece. I've really been after a good zip up fleece for winter dog walks, and I just thought this was such a lovely one. I really like the kind of contrast detailing on this one, which is on the zip here and then also on the back behind the collar, and then it also has these elbow pads as well, and it's in this really lovely kind of country green colour. So I'm really happy with that. So that's what I actually went in for. Then when I was in there, I spotted a really practical coat. So I did try this on when I was in there, so hopefully you've seen some clips of it on. But what caught my attention with this coat was it's just like the softest, most comfy, cozy kind of material. I just walked past it. I'm somebody in shops that feels things, and this coat just feels like a hug in a coat. It's going to be so cozy for like really cold, wintry dog walks. Just thinking I'll actually pop it on and show you. But I was just debating trying it on in the shop, and then one of the ladies came over and kind of explained a few things about the coat, and it's actually a very, very kind of like technical, practical coat, and it's also a 3-in-1. So there's actually a gilet on the inside that's detachable, so you can kind of wear it with the gilet for a little extra layer of warmth, or you can wear the gilet on its own, or you can wear the coat without the gilet. So you see how the gilet is kind of zipped into the coat? But you can undo that, and then you can zip the gilet up separately, you can zip the coat up separately. And let me go stand on the sofa. Obviously it's got a very specific kind of purpose. It's definitely more of like a dog walk coat, but as we all know, that is how I spend a lot of my time. And it's fully waterproof and it's windproof. I love the double collar. I really love it. So anyway, I probably bored you to tears about my new dog walking attire. If you are looking for a really practical, actually really quite technical, high quality, really well thought through coat for the winter, for your country walks, I cannot recommend this one enough. And the girls in Holland Cooper today were so helpful and so sweet. And then from Daylesford, I got something that I've been looking for such a long time, but they never had quite the right thing, which is this little herb basket. This one is so sweet because it has this little handle at the top, so you can kind of carry it around the kitchen. I've always wanted one of these to put on our kitchen island at home. I think it's such a nice practical way of bringing in some kind of like greenery to the kitchen, because obviously we can actually use all the herbs in the cooking, but it also just looks really, really lovely on the island. So I think in here we've got fennel, sage, and then I can't remember whether this one is some basil variation or some oregano variation. I'm not too sure. Can't really tell from smelling it, but I think this is something that Kenny will really like as well, because he always buys fresh herbs. So I think for once I'll have bought something home that he doesn't think is just totally unnecessary or just clutter, as he would call it. All of my lovely home decor is all just clutter to Kenny. I feel like that's maybe just a man thing, I'm not sure. Anyway, that's everything I got this afternoon. I've just seen that Mum and Dad have pulled up outside, so I'm gonna go find out what's for dinner. Good morning, I'm just sat in my boot to chat to you, but Mum and I are out and about again today. We're on our way to Bicester to have a little bit of a shopping day, but en route we've just made a stop at one of our favourite places to get lunch, which is called Quince and Clover. It's in Great Chew, which used to be 5 minutes around the corner from my parents' house, but they recently sold their house and they're in the process of moving. So we thought while it was en route today, we would make a stop and treat ourselves to some lunch. Right, we've just pulled up at Bicester. We went for lunch. Lunch was lovely. Margot Robbie was actually in there with her husband today, which was very bizarre, and I can definitely confirm that she is just as beautiful in real life. She had a really cool outfit on as well. But yeah, we had some lovely lunch. We took Rue for a little bit of a stroll around the village. That whole area of the Cotswolds is probably one of my favourite like little pockets of the Cotswolds. It's so beautiful around there. And now we've just put up at Bicester, ready to do a bit of shopping. Mum and I love a Bicester trip. I don't really have anything in mind, which I feel like is probably the best way to go to somewhere like Bicester. It can be a bit of a struggle when you're looking for something really specific in a place like this. If you're just in a browsing mood, that's always when you find the most stuff, which is actually quite dangerous. So today is potentially dangerous for my bank card, but I'm going to try and be sensible. I actually want to look at Soho Home and the White Company and more of like the homey sort of stuff. But really we're just here for a browse and to spend some time with my mum. And we've got Rue with us as well today. So let's go shopping. Oh my goodness, guys. Let's just say Mum and I were doing a lot of girl maths in the car on the way home to justify our spending at Bicester. I mean, this bag is honestly as big as my whole body, and I did not intend to buy anything today. I don't know what happened. I called Kenny on the way home and he asked how shopping was. And honestly, for the whole Bicester trip, it was all about Mum. She got a few really lovely things. And I was doing so well until the very last shop that we went into, which was Max Mara. And then it all just went horribly, horribly wrong. This is basically you seeing the workings of the girl maths that Mum and I have been doing in the car. But genuinely, I think the pieces I bought today, I will get so much wear out of, and things that I will really, truly keep for a long time. I was even saying to my mum that I can imagine a day in the future when my daughter is borrowing these things from me and saying, yeah, this used to be my mum's from like 2023, which will probably sound like ancient history by that point. I feel like there's been lots of shopping recently, so no more shopping for a while. So if anyone sees me anywhere near the shop with my card out, no, please tell me no. Anyway, I'm definitely going to show you what I got, but I thought I'll do that tomorrow now because as you can see, we were enjoying shopping a little bit too much. And it's now dark, so I feel like I'll show you when it's daylight. I really need you to validate me and back me up that they're good purchases, so I need to show you in the best possible light. Also, Mum got a few really nice bits. I think she'll probably wear, she got a really nice dress from Ralph Lauren. We were discussing it. Is it Ralph Lauren or is it Ralph Lauren? This is a question I've never quite known. I've called it Ralph Lauren for my entire life, but that could be wrong. But yeah, she got a really lovely Ralph dress. We'll probably wear it when we go for lunch tomorrow because we've got a nice lunch tomorrow at a local pub because I'm going to go home tomorrow evening. So I thought I would take my parents for lunch before I go home. Anyway, it's very late. Well, I say very late, it's not very late, it's about 7:30. It's definitely time to make some dinner. So let me show you what we're going to cook. Just want something nice, quick and easy for dinner. So I'm going to cook myself some pasta. And then the other night when I had my friend round, we used this Plants sweet red pepper sauce with creamy cashews and black pepper, and it was really nice. I will say this is one of the sunflower seed oil culprits. It's like 23% sunflower seed oil, which is not ideal, but I already have it, so I'm going to use it. And then I've just washed a big thing of veggies. So I've got some cauliflower, spinach, asparagus, and there's some tender stem broccoli hiding in here as well. So I'm going to cook myself a load of veg and then literally just do pasta with this red pepper sauce. So I think I'm going to put Gilmore Girls on, or maybe a movie actually. I feel like watching a really girly movie because I have the night to myself tonight. I'm going to put that on in the background, cook myself some dinner and just wind down for the evening. soy sauce in when you cook your veggies is such a game changer. This is another thing that I got from my dad. He sometimes uses soy sauce rather than salt. You know, sometimes when you're sauteing veg and it's just a little bit bland, if you use soy sauce instead of salt, it makes the biggest difference. Good morning. I'm about to make myself some breakfast. I think I'm just going to make some kind of like greens on toast situation because I just need to use up all of the veggies that I bought before I head home this afternoon. I have honestly had the best few days. I always have the best time when I come home to visit my family, which I know makes me really, really lucky. Let me show you what I got when I went shopping yesterday. So if we start with the White Company, I got the most gorgeous pajamas, which is actually something I have been on the hunt for, because since I got those striped White Company pajamas that you are probably absolutely sick of seeing, the blue and white striped ones, I have worn them, washed them, worn them, washed them. So I thought it was about time I got another set that I liked just as much that I could wear. And I saw these and I just absolutely loved the print. It's like a pajama set, so it's got a button up long sleeve top and then just long trousers, and they're like this really lightweight cotton. But look how gorgeous that print is. I just absolutely loved them. So they were a really, really good find because normally they don't have many pajamas at Bicester, and when they do, it's normally not that many sizes left, so I felt really lucky to find them. So Max Mara, I got a couple of things from, and Max Mara was actually the last shop that we went into. If you've ever been to Bicester, it is so long now that by the time you're sort of halfway around, you're really ready for a sit down and a cup of tea. We always end up missing a couple of the shops because coffee and cake just comes first. But then I walked past the window, I saw all of the autumn winter stuff, and I thought, I'll just have a really quick look. This is what I said to my mum, just be 5 minutes, I'll just have a really quick look. I was not 5 minutes. So the first thing I got, which is a little bit random and not really what I expected to get from Max Mara, they had these trainers in, and I've been really looking for a pair of trainers that are a little bit smarter and that will go with everything, but that are also not a fashion trend. Because I think this is the thing with trainers, is that I've bought into sort of the trends before, but they tend to go out as fast as they come in. So I really wanted to find something a little bit different that's not kind of the trending trainer of the moment, but just that I really, really like and I think is really versatile and that I'll get a lot of wear out of. And I just really loved the colours on these because, as we can see, I mean, they basically perfectly match my jumper. Like almost everything I wear is some shade of beige, cream, brown. Especially at this time of year. They do have this kind of like wool texture to them, and then they've got the Max Mara branding on the laces. They do look a lot nicer when they're on, but I just know that they'll go with everything and I'll get loads of wear out of them. So that was the first thing I got. And then I just got some driving gloves for when the weather gets really cold, and these ones I really liked because they're properly lined on the inside, so I thought they were going to be really useful. And then the final thing I got was the big purchase, which I'm sure you can probably guess was of course a big winter coat. Now this coat is probably not going to be for everyone because it is very, very oversized, but I absolutely love it. I just, as soon as I saw it, I made a beeline for it. There was only one left, and actually when I was trying it on, 2 different women came over to ask if I was going to buy it or not because it was the last one. And it's such a gorgeous coat. Honestly, I don't know the last time I tried something on and loved it as much as this. I think it's the colour. I just think the colour is so gorgeous. It's got these kind of dropped shoulders, and then I've just chosen to roll the sleeves up a little bit just to make it a little bit more of a fitted look. It does also have this tie at the back, which I've not done properly, but that's really useful because it kind of cinches it in at the front as well, and just to make it slightly less oversized, but still very, very oversized, which I'm so fine with because I love things oversized. If I put you all the way down, you won't be able to see me at all, but you'll be able to see the length of the coat, or not quite. It's kind of like ankle length, and it's a really, really gorgeous kind of heavyweight material. And I just love it. And like I said yesterday, I can imagine I will just wear this coat honestly to death. And because it is so oversized, you can fit so much underneath it. So it's really warm and practical for winter. So if we do a bit of cost per wear girl maths on this, I feel like it works out good. Anyway, that is everything I got. I'm going to take this off now because I am just going to wear something really, really casual to lunch today. I'll probably wear my zip-up fleece and then just some leggings and some wellies because we're doing the dog walk as well. I am really trying at the moment to buy less but buy things that are much higher in quality, which I think I might have said before. So I think at least I've achieved that on these pieces, which is good. I'm going to go get changed now and I will see you on the dog walk. Oh, we are finally back home. Considering it's Friday evening, it was actually a pretty good drive home. I'm just warming myself up. What, Rui? What do you want from out there? You've just seen it. I was heating myself up some tomato soup because I don't really need a big dinner tonight because I'm actually still pretty full from lunch. And then I think I'm just going to sit myself in front of the TV and just relax because it's 10 to 9 now. I hope you enjoyed seeing something other than these 4 walls this week. I've honestly had the loveliest week. If only every single week could look like this. But I definitely need to do some work now. Anyway, I'm pretty tired, as you can probably tell from looking at me. So I'm going to take myself off now. But thank you so much for spending the week with me. I think I'm going to film an evening routine for next week. I hope you have the most wonderful week and I will catch up with you next Sunday. Bye guys.